I'm calling to order the Oxford School Building Committee regular meeting Wednesday, October 12th, 10 a.m. Without a quorum, we cannot approve the minutes. So I would suggest we go and start the review of the OGAP application certificate for payment number 21. And so I'll turn that over to George and Dave.
Okay, application 21 for the through September, as Dave mentioned a little earlier. I don't know if you heard, but there is going to be an adjustment from the. This is a summary, and there'll be an adjustment to the final one. When I sent it to SLAM for signature, Jeff noticed that if you look at the contract sum to date of $51,210,876, that number does not match with the recent AIA change order 8. That shows $51,185,536, and the difference is, this change order 8 was done kind of back in July, and then what this one includes is a PCO for the electric power for August and September. That was switched to the Board of Ed, but for those 2 months, we paid that bill. So we're going to make that adjustment so we can get those two numbers to equal. So we're basically just going to take the PCO out of this pay application, and then we'll bill it next pay application so that those numbers will match. So you'll see on the pay application I sent for signature, that number will be like $25,000 less. And then the total to complete, there was a billing, it was like $7,000 on that allowance. That more than likely won't be there. So it's not going to be any more than what's shown here. It'll be the total completed store to date will be about 7,000 less, and then that number will be like 51,185,000. So that's the only really minor revisions.
So George, are you saying the actual payment that will be due is going to be altered, or are you simply altering the contract amount to date?
I think we're gonna do both. It depends on how hard that's going to be to alter the. We want to alter the contract sum to date. And if we can do that, keeping that 7,000 payment in, I prefer that. But if not, we'll just take that 7,000 out. I guess I'll have to talk to Danielle on how hard that will be.
Well, and I think more of the issue, George, is getting this committee's approval of a dollar amount so that they can process payment, right? Without having to call a separate meeting just to authorize an application that's possibly $7,000 more or less.
Well, it'll be less. It won't be more.
So I don't know if I know you can't vote at this point anyways, but right. Duke, do you know if you could, if we do get a quorum, if you could have a motion that's, paying the application, for an amount no more than what is shown on that application, and then pending us revising that and getting it certified by SLAM in a lesser amount, would we then be covered, or would we have to bring that application back before the committee for approval?
I think you have to bring someone joining us. I don't think you can, there's no specific dollar amount in the agenda item. So, I don't know, Rusty, any
my thought is approve the amount that will be in the new revised version.
Okay. I think the issue there is George doesn't know that number right now.
Does not know the number.
I mean, George, I think unless if it's a billing that should be put through, I'd like to, I understand if we need to change the contract sum, but
Well, yeah, what we can do is if they want to approve the 39,651,156, then I'll just get with Danielle and we'll make that work. So all you're going to see is the contract sum to date change. You're not going to see the 39,651,156.52 change. And I'll just have to work with Danielle to make that work.
but I guess why does the contract sum even, why do we even have to change it? I mean, the AIA changes aren't always completely caught up with the pay application.
Yeah, this is just something Jeff Lamont wants.
Okay, I would if it's okay with the committee, I would like to say if we put this application through, approving it at the amount here, and then we'll have a discussion with Slam as to what is the heart of not
Make the adjustment next month.
yeah.
Yeah, I would, I mean, I think we'll just.
We're not
we
talking
should
a
just-
substantive amount of money here, so.
Well, no,
No.
it's a PCO has already been approved. It's just
Right.
that PCO is going to be in the AIA number 9, which will be issued. You know, we're working on it now, so it's going to be issued in the next couple of days. So it'll be corrected.
Yeah.
Not corrected. You'll see the change next month.
Kemp,
AIA
are you
9.
Provided we get a quorum.
Kemp, are you all right with that, Kemp?
Yeah, this is Cap. I in agreement with that approach. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So if we get a quorum, we'll approve the application number 21 as it is. And then whatever catch up or memo we need to adjust at the next meeting, we'll do
Okay.
that. Right.
Thank
Anything
you.
else around this, George, on the pay application?
Yes, I can just go through the trades. I mean, the abatement, demo, they're complete. So, you know, they're billing the 576,397. Capasso, they're working on the footings and walls. You know, general trades. That's some work done on the you know, hardware and, you know, miscellaneous things inside the building. And then Con Acoustics, that's for the sound panels that were replaced. You know, plumbing and HVAC. That's for a lot of the materials actually in the Part D, which they have procured. And then electrical is work done in you know, the academic phase building, so finishing up lighting, commissioning, and those kind of things. Sean's Lawn, that's your excavating footings. You know, they started filling the site. I guess it has to come up about 6 to 7 feet, you know, where the old building was sitting. So that's what that work was about. And then we talked about this allowance for the power. So it's 1,142,818. And you know, the net is 1,079,490.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, we'll see if I can I reached out to a couple of people to see if they can join us, but we'll keep moving through the updates and have to come back to potential approvals. You want to move on to the project update report for September and current status, George and Dave?
Yes. Yeah, the summary data, we have the academic wing substantial completion of August 5th. Site work and assembly wing substantial completion, you know, are still tracking for the date. Sure, the percentage complete. We've had a couple PCOs been accepted. Currently with contingency, CMR contingency, and allowances, we're still holding a balance. Funds available to just over $1 million, $1,028,850. So at this point, it's still pretty healthy on that. SCC frames. Like I said, there was no ASIs, PRs, or RFIs issued in September. This is the PCO, the electrical invoices that was, accepted by the subcommittee. And that's the one that, was shown in this application. These are currently being processed or kind of on hold. Depending on some of the outcome. Schedule activities. Actually, it's on the agenda earlier, but by removing there was a sanitary manhole we had to remove. We found the original septic tank for the 506 building prior to the pump station. It's rather large. So working with the soils engineer, SLAM structural engineer, and the health department, it was determined that we'd leave the tank in place, take off the roof or the top of the tank, some holes into the bottom, take some of the sludge that was there. We did have it tested, and it was, it wasn't contaminated or anything. So we were able to kind of leave the sludge on site, if you will, and kind of spreading it out. And then we're just going to bury it under 7 feet of soil, which the health department, they've all accepted it. And then we're just filling it in with stone and structural fill. So we started doing that work. It has caused a delay. So right now we're working with, we're doing some extra work during the week and Saturday work with the concrete and the site guy to make up some of that time. But it is going to push some of the masonry work into the winter protection, which we're talking with the mason now about all of that. So that was the.
George, can you just repeat that? You found the septic's clean, it's polluted, but the soil can be used. You're backfilling it. What does that equate to in terms of a delay?
As the delay, right now it's about a 2-week delay. And like I said, we're working, the concrete guys, he has some of his guys working 10 hours and then on a Saturday coming in, and then the site guy's been working Saturdays as well. And, that's trying to make up some of that time.
Okay, thank you.
No real procurement issues. We pretty much bought everything in the academic phase, like the roofing and the mechanical equipments and those kind of things. So there hasn't been procurement issues. And then the summary, as I mentioned, site work, landscaping is kind of finished around the academic building. We start excavating footings. The assembly, demolition's been completed. Continue excavating footings, and actually right now the footings have been dug as far as we can go, and now we're just filling the areas where we have to fill, and then the footings go on top. So right now we're in the process of filling, inside the building footprint and also the site. So that's the majority of the site work going on right now. Then, as I said, these are kind of the activities we're focusing on, as far as, during the recovery. with the excavation for fillings of the backfill. So you can see we're kind of pushing the masonry into the winter, winter months. December, you usually can get away with no protection, but once the end of December, like January, February, that's where we're going to be focusing. And we have some pictures. Yeah, this is the site, just kind of looking east. You can see they were pumping some footings, that day. And this is actually, we did discover some asbestos piping in the ground, so we had to remove that. And that's all since been removed and taken off site. Just the demolition, the piles, those have been completed. There was some, some steel, but that all that's been cleaned up. In fact, we had the steel tested, and it was the PCBs were low enough so that it didn't have to go to a landfill. It went to New York to be recycled. So that's part of the steel and the slab, but all that's been completed. And that's been removed. The slab's been removed. And then that's the.
George, are you showing pictures there?
Pardon me?
Are you showing pictures on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, right there. That's better. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and then this is the tank. So that's since we removed the top, we poked some holes in the bottom, and then filled the tank with stone. And right now, probably I'm going to say the end of the day, we should have that backfilled, to a point where we can start, continue with the footings. And I think Friday we have scheduled to start forming those footings in that area. That's it. I don't know if you have any other questions.
Just a couple of comments on this septic tank. Not unusual to find things like that. George, if you remember, we've had some major surprises when we did the middle school. What is it going to run? About $50,000 or $60,000 for that?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're estimating, like 50 or 60,000.
Okay. And it's a 2-week delay. When do you think you'll be able to have a new schedule that we can look at? Because we're staring the winter in the face, and we got to get the steel up.
Yeah, I should have some in the beginning of next week. Now we kind of know where we are. Obviously, we're finishing with the backfill and start forming footing. So I should be able to get something by, I'll say, like the middle of next week.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Rusty.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Duke, I did want to let you know that Katie did join the meeting.
Yes, I see that. Thank you, Dave. Thanks, Katie.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for being late.
Thanks for joining. So item 4 was discuss discovery of old septic tank and resolution on actions to be taken. I think George covered that. Anything addition, George, on the septic, or we covered that in total?
I think,
Rusty's.
yeah, no, I think we covered it.
Okay, great. Move on to item 5, status of remaining furniture delivery issues for the academic wing and progress on some surplus classroom chairs. Amy, Amanda, and Luke, updates there?
Yeah, good morning, Duke. This is Kemp. I'm sitting in for Amy and Amanda this morning. I've got a few
I'm also
updates.
here, Kemp.
Oh, hey, Christine. Thank you. A few updates on the additional items. We received quotes. I got them last night from Amanda for a portion of the added furniture and some of the things that were overlooked. So we have a quote from Insalco for various classroom items, and I think rather than trying to have the committee vote on these today, I just wanted to brief you on what we have, what is still pending, and what the order of magnitude dollars is, and then we can work offline on the details. But we have a quote for various classroom items of about $24,000, and then another quote for the added office chair for about $400. Verco for additional classroom chairs, about $3,000, just under, and then additional storage items that were requested from WB Mason in the order of $43,000. So all of those combined is about $70,500. We do have a few things still on back order, some easels estimated to arrive next week. Storage for bins are ready to deliver. And then flat file, we don't have a ship date on those just yet. Art drying rack, do not have a ship date on those either. There are a few additional items that are estimated for mid-November. 2 desks for the ELL and behavior tech space. And that's about it. That's about it for the additional items that were requested. As far as
So
the
Kemp,
replacement,
is there or Luke and Kemp, is there a list or a memo? I mean, I might have overlooked it, but
there is a spreadsheet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then we're keeping tabs on all of the individual items on the spreadsheet. It just needs to be updated with this information that we got in yesterday. So we'll get that updated and get it circulated to the group. With regard to the replacement classroom chairs, they're ready to be delivered, so we need to coordinate a time to deliver those, and at that point in time, we'll pull the stackable temporary classroom chairs out of those class.
Where are those going to go?
Kev, they're stackable. They stack like 30 high, 35, and they would probably go into where the replacement of the Verco chairs that are stacked now. Once they get removed, they have the storage areas. If that works.
The chairs that we're using were chairs that are stackable, that we have storage for or will have storage for the gymnasium / big common room, right?
Right. These chairs are for the gymnasium auditorium. There's 300, a little over 300. So they're slated for phase 2.
To Rusty's point, so in order to store them though in the school, we've got to get the chairs that are stored out of there, right?
Correct. But these stack much higher than the ones that you have there now. They're meant for stacking high for auditorium purposes.
Luke, do we have a
Right,
good place?
I guess,
to put 'em?
Luke, go ahead, Rusty.
Just ask Luke if we have a good place to put them that doesn't interfere.
No, we do. The challenge is, and again, I appreciate the updates at this context. I'm looking for a more regular cadence around dates, times, and expectations for when this stuff is coming or not coming, when the Verco chairs are going. I'm happy to help facilitate, kind of getting stuff in and out and working with our team. But, and you've seen the email threads on this. I just need a more regular cadence, quite frankly, around timelines, dates. I'm glad for the updates. Easels are next week. That's great. It's new to me, and I understand this information is coming, a day before the meeting. But I'd like to be more agile with this. So happy to help you think it through. But there are a lot of moving parts. Verco, I was speaking with the representative from Verco. That's the kind of last thread I have about the timeline to remove them. I was pushing to see if we could get them removed over one of these breaks to be less disruptive for the school. Basically got a shrug from the Verco rep in terms of the timeline when it's going to happen. So I'm asking for your support in terms of continuing to coordinate all these players. Give me an update about what the timeline for these items arriving on campus is going to be, and more importantly, when the items are going to be removed from campus, and then we can kind of keep solving the puzzle. But I still feel I'm flying a little blind here, folks.
Luke, I can work with you after this. It's really waiting for Verco rep Erica. That's going to be the starting point, is getting rid of those chairs, and she is working with somebody, and hopefully next day or two we'll find out. So once those chairs are removed, then we can remove the stackable chairs and then place the new chairs. So it would have to be a little domino effect.
Which that's exactly what I'm saying. I just need you. And again, Christina, thank you for the offer. If you'd like to come to campus, if you'd like to set up a weekly, I'm all for having a little bit more of a system here to make sure that we're on top of this regularly. And it's not just sort of we're waiting for these big meetings to come together and get big updates at a time. That'll just help in terms of moving the ball forward.
I foresee this happening. I foresee this happening quickly.
Okay.
Just set up, to Luke's point, just set up a regular meeting, whether carve out a half hour, even if you need 5 minutes, just so Luke can coordinate. It's coordination with our facilities department also. So at the end of the day, the chairs are ready to be delivered, but we're not going to take delivery of those chairs till we get the chairs that are out of storage, and then we store the chairs that we're using in that storage, correct? Is that the sequencing?
Yes, that has to be done in sequence.
And you'll know about the sale and the removal of those chairs within a day or so, Christine?
Erica just responded yesterday that this was happening, that she's working with someone, so I will contact her and get some more information.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of urgency here, so
Yes.
whatever data, however we can put the envelope, we should.
But is there a time that is like it be a day where you have teacher conference or something
Christine,
coming up?
Just on the detail level, Christine, if you're going to be the point of contact, again, I just want the person who I'm working with from your team who will be the responsive individual. So if that's you, if you're putting your hand up, great. I'll send you invites on a regular basis to Duke's point on a weekly. We'll just have a touch base. We can do a phone. You can come to campus. Let's do that, and we'll take all the detail and keep plugging away. Okay?
Terrific. Sounds good.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Christine.
Yep. No problem.
Anything else on furniture? Yeah, we're good.
Kev, do you want to bring up the kindergarten blue chairs? Is he there?
Can't jump off. What's the topic? Okay, for furniture.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I had an audio problem before. I was trying to chime in, but you weren't hearing me. I would like to add some information about the replacement classroom chairs. I think because the 300 temporary chairs are stackable much more compactly than the current ones that are in storage, I think there's enough room to be able to stack those up and put them into storage in an out of the way place, even before the other chairs are removed. Not that that's how we're going to proceed. We're going to try to get those chairs removed as soon as possible. But I don't think it needs to be, the existing chairs need to be removed first. I think we can accommodate bringing the new chairs in. As Christine mentioned, we are hopeful that we will have a location to sell those chairs in the near term, and we'll coordinate with Luke to get those out. If Luke is still on, SLAM will work to schedule a regular meeting for updates with you, and it'll either be weekly or it could be every 3 days or something like that, and we'll coordinate the best timing for that. But I think that will be led by Amanda and Christine.
Okay, so that's Kemp. You just dropped off for this part, and again, I'm happy to whoever want to be the quarterback. But I think I just established with Christine, and I'll send a follow-up note that she wants to be the point of contact. I will include Amanda and Amy as I have with other correspondence. I just want to make sure that I got the point person. But we just chatted about that doing a weekly, which is smart.
Right. It will be Christine / Amanda.
Okay.
Okay. And then as far as as far as the kindergarten chairs, the chairs that were delivered were not the right color. SLAM is has instructed the vendor to replace those chairs with the correct color. The vendor has mentioned that they haven't done that yet because they were instructed by the school district that they were acceptable. However, they are not consistent with the overall design intent. So we need to have a conversation about whether or not those are acceptable or not. We would prefer to have them swapped out to be what was specified.
Who said they were acceptable, Kevin?
I don't know. We need to get to the answer on that. I don't know. They said somebody from the facilities department may have accepted them, but we informed the vendor that that's not an authorized person to accept those.
Well, accepting delivery and accepting the color, I'm not sure facilities would know what the color was supposed to be versus accepting delivery, so.
Correct. And I think,
Yes, I had the delivery, and I informed Erica, the rep, at the time of delivery that they were the incorrect color. And so she came and visited the site on her own and spoke to somebody, said that was fine. These blue chairs are the same color that are throughout the building. It's like the blue chairs that are going to be replaced. And they were supposed to be teal for the floor color. So they are still consistent with the color of the school, but not the floor.
right. So we are taking the lead on that unless there's someone else that's going to overrule us from the district, which it doesn't sound like there will be.
Luke, you're in agreement with that, to swap the chairs out?
Yeah, the news to me. So that's a good update. And again, as long as my students have what they need right now, and this is going to be coordinated so that we have those chairs for the kids now, and then when the new ones come in, I'm fine with doing it right. I just want to make sure that we're not hamstringing, students and teachers in the meanwhile.
So it's news to you about the color of the chairs being swapped out and wrong?
I'm getting the
So on
updates.
that, yeah, just so that just points to Christine and Kemp. That just points to, a need for better communication, which we just discussed. So.
Well, the reason I was just waiting to hear from Erica, which she has been very laid back about resolving this issue. So we're trying to get more information than we.
Who's Erica?
Erica's
understood.
rep.
Yeah, we will improve the communication and as Luke said, the cadence of the communication. All right, that's it for the update on the furniture.
Thank you.
Any other matters related to this building project that anyone wants to bring to the table?
We want to go back and approve.
Yes, thanks, Rusty. I was just going to say with Katie here, thank you. We'll go back. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on September 14th, 2022?
So moved.
Marcy, second by Rusty. All those in favor, raise their hand. Got it. Marcy, Rusty, Katie, Dan, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the OG-AMP application certificate for payment number 21? The amount of here $1,079,490.76. May I have a motion? Katie, second. Marcy, thank you. All those in favor? All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have any public comment on the phone? Anyone in public comment? See anything, Dave? Okay, good. May I have a motion to adjourn? Rusty, second by Marcy. Thank you all. Have a good day. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.